have on my Twitter there in case you want to check out what I'm working on. So we're going to be building a Twitter bot today. What's this bot going to be doing? What are we going to do with it? So basically, we make a search on Twitter for a given phrase, for a given sentence, for a given word that we want. We retrieve a list of tweets, and then for each one of those tweets, we're going to be replying to them with a predefined message. Okay, it's pretty simple, and we will be doing it like 1 hour and a half, more or less. Okay, so what kind of uses does this bot have? If you work marketing and want to target, for example, a single topic, you can search for that topic, and everybody that's talking about it, you can send them a link to your product, you can talk to them, you can do a lot of automated stuff. You're a community manager, you get the same question 10 times every day, you can have this bot answer it automatically. Or you can just have some fun and troll some people on the internet. It is always fun. Okay, so what all goes today? As I said, creating a real project, setting up your computer to work with Python, learn some really cool Python concepts along the way, and you need any Python knowledge. Not goals, this is not step-by-step in Python, we'll jam, go back and forward a little bit. And it's also, we're going to be using the Twitter's API, but this is not a big review on the Twitter's API. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my idea when I did this bot. It's called the allot cipher. Anybody knows what an allot is? No? Nobody? Okay. So you see in English, a lot of people use the words a and lot together, so forming this word a lot. So there was this comedian that every time that he saw the word a lot, he thought of this beautiful animal. Whenever he said to that, a lot of fire, he imagined a lot made of fire. Whenever somebody said a lot of bacon, he imagined a lot made of bacon. Or somebody said, I like this a lot more. So I said, okay, let's make this Twitter account that search for people saying a lot of fire, or something like that, let's send them the a lot. For example, if you like Christmas a lot, we send you Christmas a lot. If you want a lot of it, you can up there. And even so, people reply to the tweets and they build on a lot. This is a good response I got to one of my tweets. So I'm going to show you how this works on how we can tweet live. So I'm going to be running now the final version of my bot, and you're going to see. So when it finds a retweet, it just skips it, but then, oh, it's small. So we just tweeted it. Use someone on phone, so we actually tweet right now, and we go to Twitter. You see, right now I'm live tweeting. Twice again. Okay, you see. So this is the last tweet. I'm gonna run it again. And now tweeting. And it should be here. On Twitter. Okay, so that was just tweeted automatically from a terminal. So let's see. So we're gonna be using Python to build this bot. I've been running through some of you guys that have Windows and trying to install it. I hope that most of you have it installed already. If you don't, like, please raise your hand. We'll have some TAs around that are gonna be trying to help you. I didn't introduce them, but they're Matt here, Jazz at the bottom, and then Sajid here. So also, we're trying to get like everybody involved and like try to make everybody learn. If you are an advanced user of Python and might get a little bit bored, maybe you have the slides on the website that was shown here, so you can like keep going and go to the next steps. Or even better, you can help a student that needs your help. Okay, please feel free to help each other and to yeah, that way it will be better for all of us. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't have Python installed on Windows, our TS are going to be helping you. Okay, for those of you that already have installed, please case Open PowerShell, going to be using it soon. Okay, so to work with Python, this is really useful tool. Build is a package management system. It allows you to install packages and libraries and to use the code that some people wrote and to apply it and use it in their own project. This is really cool because you can use, for example, you can use it to install Django. Django is a web development library that is available in Python, and you can just import it and use the work that some people did so that you can build a website on Python much easier. So the install pip, Windows users, please open PowerShell and go to we installed it. You have an install Python?
It's extracted.
It's still like loading. I'll be back with you. Okay. For Mac users, please type this command. You have it all on the slide, so you can just go a little bit. You don't need to type the $sign. That means that it's a command that should be run in the terminal. For Mac, sudo is install pip. For Linux, it will be this. We'll come back to the Windows in a moment. Okay. If you have also like. Anyone hasn't gone to this website yet, please do, like bit.ly Atlanta-bot. There you have the slides, and you can go at your own pace, okay? So please, if you're not in this website, in this site, please do now, because there you have all the information in case I go back and forth, and you have all the information that you need right now. Okay, so should run. Okay? If there's any problem, I'll come back.
Okay.
Pip installed by now. If not, like RTAs are going to be helping you. You have to keep going, okay? So once again, for Mac and Linux, you already have Python installed, which is great, and we have a really easy way to install pip. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Twitter, okay? Twitter has an API that provides a way to access, read, and write Twitter data. The docs are here. Don't worry, you don't have to copy this right now. This URL is on the external links section in the website. It's important that you guys check the limits and restriction that's on the Twitter API, because if you tweet like 1,000 times in a minute, Twitter will discover that you're a bot and will probably ban your account. So be careful, don't do that. It has happened to me before. You don't want to have your account banned. So be careful, don't tweet too much with this because it could get you banned. And we will use Tweepy, which is a library that will help you interact with Twitter's API. Okay, so to do that, we need to run this command, pip install Tweepy. Okay, this is the same for all of us, so Windows, Linux, or Mac. Okay, it may fail if you see like a lot of red text. Try this other option, which should solve it. Okay, hopefully you'll have Tweepy installed right now. We'll keep going. Okay, so now hopefully you'll have also a Twitter account created. Please do that now, and remember to provide your phone number. This is really stupid, but they don't allow you to create an app if you don't have the phone number provided for your Twitter account. So if you don't have a Twitter, it's also like maybe better if it's not your personal Twitter account, but we won't be tweeting that much, so you shouldn't get banned. Okay, once you have a Twitter account, please go to apps.twitter.com. In apps.twitter.com, you have to log in if you're not logged in, and then there will be like really big button in the middle saying create new app. Please click on that. Okay. For those that are already there and already click on create new app, you just have to fill in the data. Be careful, because on the website has to start with HTTP://. They're really picky about that. You have to start your website with HTTP://. Sorry. Okay, so hopefully you'll have your application created and we can keep going. So now, the reason we created this is because we need a way to access Twitter's API. Twitter's API is protected by authentication, and for that you need to create your app, and in there, get your key and your consumer key and your access token. So if you go to the Keys and Access Token tab, you'll find your consumer key and consumer secret at the top. If you scroll a little bit in the bottom, there will be a button that says Create Your Access Token. Please click on that, and you also get your private and secret, your public and your secret API tokens. We'll be ending up with 4 different codes, so 4 different tokens that we're going to be using later. when you have your access token and your private keys, is anybody like, okay, who's gotten to this step? Come on. Everybody that has the access key and the tokens? Okay, we can. Yeah? Okay. But
What is it? What's it called? You can do that. That's for functions. Where it really shows you what it is when you go to see the request is successful. That function.
okay, so when we have our consumer keys and our access token, we need to go to the initial files that I hope you all downloaded already. The structure is going to be like this. It's going to be a folder called TwitterBot, and inside of that you're going to find two files, keys.py and bot.py. Okay, there's those two files. The first one is the keys.py. This is the content that you're going to find in there. This is a Python dictionary, okay, that it allows you to store data in a really cool way. Okay, so there are mainly two. Everybody's gotten the files? Yeah, think so. Okay, so what you need to do is replace the words in caps with the keys that we just got on Twitter. So the consumer key in caps, delete it, keep the quotes, and in there paste the consumer key that you got on Twitter. Same for the consumer secret, for the access token and access token secret. Yes, the words in caps. The other ones should stay as they are now.
Carlos, do we have to put that in? No, not anymore.
They have quotes.
Just remove.
Like no, leave it. Yeah. So yeah, inside the quotes, just delete the text in caps and paste the keys. But please leave the quotes.
I double clicked on this.
Yeah, those two. Okay, so now we need our blank text that we talked about before. So this is a text editor that's used by developers and for web development and other stuff. And it's really simple to use and still going to be using to edit the the same for all the keys.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you should grab it all. Yeah, all line. And then, sorry, and then the line is yeah. Yeah, but that they separate.
Question, Carlos?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that just opened up?
That's allow me to use it like right away.
I should verify.
Maybe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's maybe. Okay, so what we created here right now is it's called a Python dictionary. Python dictionary is a really cool data structure that allows you to create a set of key value pairs. Maybe you heard about lists and arrays. That's an ordered set of things, of Python strings or numbers or whatever. And for strings, as I said, their order, you can say, okay, from this list, give me the first item, the second item, something like that. Dictionaries are much more powerful. Instead of being order, you provide a key for each value. So that's what we just did. We provided, okay, so I want the consumer key okay, to be associated with this value. So now you can get that value by providing the key. You say, okay, from my keys dictionary, get me the value that's associated with this key. And you do that like this. Keys, consumer key, and you get the value associated to that key. This allows you to do a lot of stuff. You can store anything in a dictionary, and it's really powerful. We're going to use it to something very simple today to just store some strings, but it's really powerful. Okay, don't start copying just yet. This is what it's going to be on bot.py. This is all the code that we're going to write today. Only that. Okay, we're going to be going through it step by step to see what every step, everything does. And this is what's already been typed in your bot.py. So what are we doing here? The first line is that import TweetPy. As you may recall, we use pip to install TweetPy. TweetPy is a library that allows us to talk to Twitter API. What we're doing here is importing it, which means, okay, all this functionality that's already been written here, bring it into this file and allow me to use it to build my Twitter bot. We're also doing something very simple with the second line. This from keys, import keys. So we say, from our keys module, from our keys file that we just wrote, import the keys dictionary. Okay, so that it's on that other file, but we're importing here so that we can use the data that we just introduced in the other file. And the rest of that, don't really worry about it. It's pretty weird and more advanced, so don't worry if you don't understand. What we're doing there is mainly authenticating with Twitter. You're saying, okay, Twitter, for your authentication handler, these are our consumer keys, these are access tokens, let me search for tweets, let me tweet, and we will be using the API object that we created down there to access all the functionality that Twitter allows us to do. Okay, so don't worry if you don't understand that last part. It's just written for you, and we'll keep going in a minute.
Do I need to be typing this?
No, this is already.
Oh.
If you come to bots,
Oh.
to bot, you see, it's already. Okay, so for those of you that are already here at this point, we should start typing this, okay? Start typing it and I'll explain what we're doing in a minute. One thing, you can change the query, okay? So leave these single quotes and double quotes, and with whatever is inside, you can change it and put whatever you want to search on Twitter, okay? Just anything you want. Just put it in there, and we're gonna be searching for it in later when we use this.
So where do we put the query?
This is what I was thinking. You've already done this one. Okay, so go back. You had it right. I'm sorry. And just do Control Z. Yeah. You're doing it.
Do I put the bottom as well?
The which one?
The stuff too?
Yeah. Okay. So here, has he explained that yet? Because basically, what you're gonna do is you're going to say, where is he typing this?
I put query and it disappeared.
I was going to say you should have a query equal,
I wrote it right here and it disappeared.
but, and then put quotes. Okay, yeah. These single quotes here are not single quotes. They are backticks,
Okay,
which is this.
so we keep going.
So go back. I erased your double quote.
Sorry?
Yeah. And then just, yep.
Yeah, we're just adding this after.
And then hit return, so they're on a separate line.
Okay, so what are we doing here? First, we can query. Query is a Python string that inside has double quotes and the term that we're going to be searching in Twitter. We need the double quotes to search for that exact term. If it's only one word, you don't need them. But if it's like a phrase, same as when you search on Google and you want to search for that exact phrase, you put the double quotes. So we're doing the same thing. And after that, we're doing API, which we created before, .search. We're saying, okay, on Twitter, search for this. We want to search for this query. We want to receive 20 tweets, and the language we want to be searching on is Twitter. It's English. If you want to change to that, you can put ES and it will be Spanish, and maybe any language that you want. Okay, so what we're doing here is we call it a function. Function is a block of organized reusable code. Means that we're going to be using this code a lot. So instead of just typing all the code every time, we can create a function and we can just call the function. As I said, functions have to be defined. It's this code that you see down there. Okay, it's a def, which is the keyword for function. You write the name and then the parameters that it takes. Our search function, it takes a query, a count, which is the number of tweets that we want, and a language. After it does some stuff, and then functions can return a value. Okay? So that's why we have tweet list equals search. And the return value that function returns is assigned to tweet list. Okay? So in the end, inside of tweet list, we will have a list of 20 tweets that include our query and are in English. Okay, so now we want to say, okay, we have a tweet list, and for each tweet in that tweet list, we want to do something. Okay, don't worry, don't copy this, just to show the concept, okay? So for each tweet in our Twitter list, do all this stuff. Then we create a for loop. A for loop is also a really good way to avoid repeating code. If we know that we're going to be running this code for this amount of time, so we're going to run this code for each tweet that we have in our tweet list, we can use a for loop for that. Okay. Also, a really important concept that comes with for is indentation. In Python, indentation is really, really important. A block of code that is indented the same amount, it's considered a block of code. Let me show you. So we say for tweet list, and then we indent, and we say, okay, all of this is going to be executed for each tweet in the tweet list. Okay, if we were to put So if we were to move the message code and put it at the same level as the for, we would only be executing the first line. Okay? So all the code that you want to be executing for each tweet on the tweet list has to be at the same level as the screen name and message. We're going to be writing more code after that. So please copy this. Okay, so I'm going to explain what this code does. Okay, first, as I told you before, for each tweet, we want to answer and reply to that tweet with a predefined message. So to reply, we need the name of the user that tweeted. So for that, we say, okay, from this tweet, get me the user, and from that user, get the screen name. And we're going to be saving that. And then after, we're going to create our message. Okay, first we say, okay, the at, to answer to somebody, you put the at then their handle, and then the message. Okay, so this is a string format. Here, what we're doing is the following. We set some replacement fields that are defined by braces. So in this case, username and message are some replacement fields. That means that the format function, whenever it finds the word username surrounded by curly braces, it's going to change it and replace it with the screen name that we just got. And whenever it finds the word message surrounded by curly braces, it's going to replace it and put allow confused, allow not understand feelings in its place. Or whatever you type in there. That's what we're going to be tweeting. So please edit that phrase, that sentence, and put whatever you want to tweet. Okay, so we start with this small string, and we're going to be replacing those values for each of our user screen names and for each of the messages that we're going to be answering. Okay. So now, below what we just typed, and at the same level of indentation, remember we want to be executing this for all of this, we're going to be executing it for each tweet. Okay, so at the same level of indentation, we're going to write this. Okay, so hope you guys are ready. What are we doing here? Okay, so here is the part where we actually tweet. Okay, this is the part where we're actually going to show the message to the world. This we call in the function update status that takes two parameters. First, the status parameter is the message that we're going to tweet, and then as we're talking about, we want to reply to another tweet. So we say, tweet this message in reply to this tweet ID. Okay, so we have the tweet to say, we send it the message and then the tweet ID for the tweet we want to be replying to. Okay, and we put all of that inside of a try except. What is the try except? Okay, so sometimes Python can encounter a situation that it cannot handle and it breaks. We as developers need to be able to predict or to see, if we know the library, when this is going to happen. And if we see some suspicious code that may break, we put that inside of a try except block. Okay, so it's really easy to understand. So, okay, try to do this, and if we get an error, do this other stuff. So try to update the status, and if it fails for any reason, it can fail. Twitter doesn't allow you to tweet the same thing to the same person like in the same minute, something like that. So if that happens, it will raise an exception. That is called a tweet error, and what we want to do with that is handle it and just print the message so that we see what happened. Okay, so try to do this, and instead of just breaking totally something goes wrong, just print the message and keep going, and keep tweeting to other people. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And remember, try, and then everything has to be indented, then except goes back, and then that thing. And once you've typed this, You can go to your terminal or PowerShell on Windows, and you can type Python pod.py, and it will do it. Just like that. Finish it, and then you have a lot of time. Go for it. Okay, guys, please. Okay. So this is like all the content I have time for right now. Please. There's more code, so if you want to keep going, working on it later at home, or just stay here, we're going to stay here as long as you need to keep working and improving it. Instead of just searching for one thing and tweeting one thing, we can create a list and search for a lot of stuff. We can also upload it to Heroku. Heroku is a platform that allows you to run the script automatically every day or every hour. My account works like this. I have this on Heroku, and I don't do it anymore. I don't have to type anything. Yes, every day at the same time, it runs it, it searches for the tweets, and it tweets at the world, whatever it takes. So it's really cool. If you're not keep working on it, please do. Okay, it's all testing in the slides. Okay, one last thing. If you found this, what we do today, interesting, and want to learn more about web development, web technologies, and all that kind of stuff, I really recommend that you guys take Thinkful. Thinkful is an online bootcamp with one-on-one mentorship. Being online means that you can learn anytime or anywhere, and you have your own mentor that works with you, personalized experience that shows you, helps you get unstuck when you're stuck, solves your problems, and all that stuff. At Thinkful, we believe that anybody can learn to code. Okay, so if you're committed to it and you put hard work, you can definitely learn to code. You don't need to learn. Please, guys. You don't need to do a computer science degree. You don't need to have any experience. If you put hard work and commit to it, you can do it. I have to talk to you about this. I'm not the sales guy. I'm not marketing. I'm an engineer there. So I thought, what's the best way to show you what's good about Thinkful? And I thought to show you my story, how I became a developer. So as many as you here, I don't have a computer science degree, but I always was really interested in web development. So I did all the Coursera classes, all Code Academy courses. I'm sure some of you have played with those. But I always thought like I needed something more, and I couldn't really get a job. Back then there was nothing like Thinkful or other alternatives that are available right now. So I would have loved to have something like this, but I didn't. Luckily, I still got a job in web development, and there I found what I was missing, which was a mentor. There I found this really senior developer that knew a lot, loved teaching, I loved this, not just giving me an answer when I had a question, but like showing me the steps to get there. And that's when I became a developer. That's when I learned everything that I know today. It's thanks to this guy that mentored me and helped me with all of that. That's why I think that Thinkful's got it right. They know like what's the best way to learn how to code is to have your own mentor that helps you when you get stuck. You have your own mentor sessions. Here you can see our platform. This is the session mentorship session platform that we have. Where you can just talk to your mentor, you can share your screen, you can kind of live code, you can share URLs and links, and a lot of cool stuff. So, what are the Thinkful results? We have something I think it's amazing. It's a job guarantee. Okay, so if 6 months after graduating a program you don't get a job, you get your money back. Okay, it's like that. We're committed to getting you a job. We think like. Our success should be the student success. And being successful is not just graduating, that's only the first step. Being successful is getting you a job. So these are the stats. After 6 months, 6 months after graduating, 94% of the students have a job. And it's not there, but I think it's really impressive stat. Like over 40% of our students get a job before graduating, which is amazing.
We get a question on that. So
Yeah.
that's the job that you have to be willing to go to other people.
We can talk about that later. Okay? Yeah. So and why are these stats are good? I think it's called the great team that Thinkful has. For example, for me here, with a great friend of mine, I've been at Thinkful just over 4 months, I believe, and the thing that shocked me the most when I arrived is like how much program managers and the career services people care about students. For me here, he sends me links to the projects that the students do. When they get to the final, they make this great presentation from the project they've been working on through all the program, and he's so proud of his students. Like, see, oh look, dude, these guys they made this 6 months ago. They didn't know nothing, and today they're making this, which is really cool, and they're sharing it everywhere. And it's great. And we have also like a great career services team that will put you in contact with companies here in Atlanta, help you improve your networking skills, your interview skills, and a lot of stuff. If any of this sounds interesting, I recommend you to check our prep course. It's a 3-week program and includes 6 mentor sessions, 6 one-hour one-on-one sessions with a mentor. It covers HTML, JavaScript, all the basics of web development. And I think it's a great way to see if web development is for you and if this kind of teaching is for you. And if it is, you can keep going into a bootcamp and transfer what you paid for the prep course into the tuition for that bootcamp. The cost right now is $500, but for Atlanta students that come to our meetup, we're setting a special offer that you can get all of this for just $50. Okay, so it's 3 weeks of work, 6 hours of sessions with a mentor for only $50, which I think is a really great deal. If you're interested, please talk to me, to Jazz. We're going to be here as long as it takes. Or you can also email us, or in the website where you have the slides and all the downloads. If you scroll all the way down, you can schedule a call with Jazz. We'll be more than delighted to show you everything that Thinkful can do for you. Thank you.